All right, we're going to be continuing on our introductory lessons here. Next week, we'll probably finish out the week going through sort of the basic introductory stuff. Next week, we'll probably split into two groups. I'll go back and do some of the introductory stuff for newer people, just to give you another chance to, many oldsters, give you a chance, those of you who are newer, just to refresh and have a chance to play at that level. And then we will also do some higher level stuff so that I can be. Well, just keeping pushing forward with our leveling up. Hopefully, over the next few weeks, when we're all trapped in the house, when it's probably going to be weeks, right? There's no reason why you can't walk out of this with a higher level of skill sets on your ukulele. I'm hopefully I'll walk out with a higher level of being able to do it as well. Today's lessons we're going to be covering. What did I tell you we would be covering? First, we're going to do Amazing Grace. Then we're going to do Happy Birthday, and then we're going to go all through the night. Those of you guys who have been around a while and you're like, gosh, I already know how to play all this stuff. Um, you know, uh, it's not challenging me. I will ask you, how many of you have Happy Birthday memorized? Could play it right now without looking at the paper? Most of you, the answer is no, and that's one of those songs where we should be able to just knock it out, right? Um, I think the one thing that we do as ukulele players that we got to stop doing is thinking that whatever we're working on is fine, but it's the next thing that's going to matter. Take one piece of paper, throw away everything else you own. Take one piece of paper and really commit it to as the highest level that you can possibly get it to. And I think that's one of the things I've noticed with most ukulele players is we just rush from one thing to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And guys, I'm the poster child for it. I absolutely get it, right? We always think the next thing is going to be the solution to all of our ukulele uh, world, and it's probably not, right? It's probably digging into one song, a song that you care about, a song that you really want to get good at, just really digging in and making it as getting your ukulele to sound as beautiful and as interesting as possible. And so that's one thing. Those of you that are at a higher level, man, I should be able to say when you come down to try out some ukuleles in the studio that you can just really kill it on whatever song you happen to be wanting to kill it on. I have a handful of songs that I have really worked on for a decade now, and I think I feel really good when somebody says, "Hey, play me something." I can play them something, right? And something that's kind of higher level, kind of makes me look like I really know what I'm doing, and I want that for you as well. I don't think it's I don't think the next pop song that comes across your comes across Ultimate Guitar or one of those websites where you get chords and lyrics out. I don't think that's going to be the solution to your ukulele life. I think owning one song that you just dominate on with all of the possible skill sets on your ukulele. All right, now enough chatting. We've been doing a lot of chatting over the last couple of days, and I want to do a lot of playing today. So I want your ukuleles in playing position. Remember, up against your body, thumb out of the way where I don't know that you own a thumb, and it's going to follow along right behind your middle finger. We're going to play Amazing Grace in a half a dozen different ways. We're going to really dig into it. Play along with me. If you can only pluck out a melody, just pluck out the melody. If you can only do the chords, just do the chords. If you want to try doing it in all of the ways that I will be trying to do it in, that's obviously ideal and something that I want for all of you is to be able to play all the different ways on this piece of paper. And then more importantly, because I have lots of teachers in here, I really want you to be able to take this sheet of paper to your classroom or to just take it down when we can actually meet face to face with people. Put this piece of paper on the table and say, let's go through it. And then you can do that. Again, all of the stuff that I post online, it's for use it. It's good stuff. And I write really nice sheet music on purpose because I want it to be useful for you, and frankly, I like it to be pretty. So that's what we've got. All right, Amazing Grace. Make a joke in all my classes. Here's the joke. They pay you $350 to play weddings, and they pay you $500 to play funerals. When you're playing with the when you're playing weddings, you got the bride's mother you got to deal with. The food is usually not right. Um, and there's I don't know, it's too much celebrating, right? When you play a funeral, everybody is very respectful. You only have to know three songs: "Amazing Grace," "Love Me Tender," and "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." And so it's set up for ukulele players, and that pays better. Food's just as good, and usually the guy that they're describing that you don't know laying in the box, he sounds wonderful. So you're exciting. Can you hear the ambulance go by? All right, let's get started on Amazing Grace. First thing I always recommend is you play through the tunes, play through the melody, and make sure you know how that's going. You've got twos, you've got threes. That's going to be your middle finger for the twos, threes for your ring finger, and then every once in a while there's going to be a five sneaking in. And in this case, I'm going to recommend you use your pinky. It's a slightly out of position. You're just going to reach your pinky up, grab that five when it shows up. Getting playing position. Let's double check you're in tune. Here's my G string. Here's my C string. Here's my E string. And here's my A string. Okay. Time for me to change strings. I don't know if I've changed them in years. All right. We're going to start with the melody. That's ukulele melody line for you. Those of you who read standard notation, that line is identical to the standard notation line or chords and lyrics line. Let's start with that two. I'm going to count in two beats and then we're going to play. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, oh 3, oh 2. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, oh 5, 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, oh 3, oh 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, oh 3. Okay. You'll have, if you're watching me, you'll have noticed I ended up in a G chord shape playing it when I'm really trying to teach the positional playing. So I'm going to play it again. You're going to play it with me. I'm going to try not to do that. I'm going to keep my middle finger running up and down on the twos and my ring finger running up and down on the threes. From the top again, two beats count. 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Oh 3, oh 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, oh 5, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, oh 3, oh 2, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, oh 3. Okay, got the big picture on the song. We know what it sounds like, what it's supposed to be. Now we go back and practice our chords. Let's double check you're feeling good about your chords. G chord. Make sure that your index finger is on the third string, second fret. Make sure. You don't want to be the upside down person that puts their middle finger there. It's going to mess you up down the road. So index finger on second fret, third string, middle finger, bottom string, second fret, ring finger reaches out. Okay, that's your G chord. Let's hear it. Okay, nice irritating chord when you're first starting ukulele, and after a while it's no big deal anymore. Then ever popular measure 3, you've got your C chord. Okay, make sure you're typically almost always playing your C chord with your ring finger. Okay, and then in measure 7, we have easy D7. Many of you know there are multiple types of D7s out there, but this is the easy one. Index finger on the top string, second fret, middle finger, second fret, second string. Okay, so let's see, that's where those go. Okay, that's your D7. Sounds beautiful. And that's all of our chords, right? Three chords. Okay. When you're playing chords, blah, 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 you're singing and strumming at the same time. And I get lots of people tell me, man, that's where my trouble is. The problem is you're trying to do way too much fancy stuff with strumming. Keep it simple. Dum, da, da, bum, da, dum, dum, dum. Just keep it nice and simple. If you are new to chords and you are knowing that your next chord is going to be a problem, just strum the previous chord once and then get your next chord on. Okay, so you don't want to be falling asleep on your current chord. Always be reading ahead to see what the next chord is, because that's the one you want to be on time to get there when it's beat number one of the next chord. Okay, I'm going to count in two. I'm going to sing and then we can start strumming. Just a nice simple down strum, probably where the neck and body come together, right there, just with your thumb. Make them beautiful. One, two. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Two, three, one, two. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Two, three, and then a nice big G at the end to finish it up. I should have mentioned prior to me singing that I am a horrible singer. You have already figured that out at this point. It is. I apologize. I have to do a little bit of singing to teach, and then otherwise the cops will arrest me if I do it out in public. Um, what we want to go back through, and I want to simplify the strum for those of you guys that are fighting getting that G chord on. Right? Let's just do one strum per measure. Okay? There's no rule about how much or how often you have to strum. Let's try one strum per measure. Amazing grace, change. How sweet the sound that saved a wretch. Get ready to change like me. Two, three, one, two. I once was lost, change, but now change. I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Beautiful. When you go to a strum along group and somebody's singing and your job, you're just hiding in the back, hoping nobody notices you don't know how to play. That's how I did it in the beginning. Was boy, I'm just going to let those guys do all the singing, and I'm just going to try to be on the right chord at the right time. I think it's really challenging when you first start to get your chords on, and that's why I don't know why we always teach you chords first. It's silly. We should teach you melody first because it's actually quite a bit makes a lot more sense than some of these chords we have to play, especially at the speed we have to play them when we're singing. All right, let's jam it out now. Okay, let's take this finger. Remember, the face of your nail goes down toward the ground, down, 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 and then when you come back up with the pad of your index finger up, so it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All over the internet, people will tell you about the strum pattern for this song or that song. Just know that there's a lot of alcohol on our planet, and people sometimes think that they're telling you the truth. All right, we're going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. Now will have given us three different strum patterns on just the chords. I'm going to count in two. I'm going to sing and then we're going to double time that up and down. One, two. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Two, three, one, two. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Two, three. Okay, and big finish on the end. If you are in any ukulele strum, they end with a big old tremolo for every song. It's just fun. And with that, again, you're just taking your whole hand being open, bending this index finger, and then going up and down as fast as you can, not from the elbow, but from your wrist. Okay, and obviously this song probably isn't appropriate for a tremolo ending, but yeah, do it anyway. You're a ukulele player. You'll get away with it. It's cute. Um, All right, so we've done several different strum patterns on this one song. Those of you with more who are working on next level skills, remember, grab 4 strings with 4 fingers, thumb, thumb, index, middle, ring. Okay, 4 fingers, four strings. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. 2, 3, 1, 2. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 2, 3. Okay, that's next level stuff. With that stuff is important. Playing like this, it may not sound as good as this, but it's going to lead then next into arpeggio picking. Okay, on this song, since it's in 3, I'm just going to use 3 fingers, thumb, index, middle. I'm going to take it off the top string and move it down to the 3rd string, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm probably going to do 6 beats per measure, and it would be 1, 2. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay. So I messed that up pretty well, but the idea, again, trying to get into a 3 pattern with these. If you like singing and you like playing chords, you really want to get good at it playing arpeggios because it makes you sound much, much, much more sophisticated than just right, which is how you're spending your life as a ukulele player. Let's get talking about these. Next couple of days, I'm going to start adding in the arpeggio patterns in the arpeggio book. If you've been on the Jolly Roger website, which all of you have, go make sure you have downloaded the Jumping Flea Arpeggiator book. I think it's on the ukulele page is where I posted it. It might be on the teacher page. In one event or another, just get that book downloaded. We're going to do Key of C coming up, and that's where we start really diving into arpeggio picking. That's what separates all musicians from the people that are on their way up to run us over, right? Is the better your arpeggio picking, the more control you have over your right hand, the better it's going to be. All right, last way we play this, those of you guys who are tough uke players or chord melody players, you know exactly what I'm talking about. For those of you who are newer to this system of playing, this is where you want to get. And if this may be like, whoop, way over my head, this is where you're gonna go back to Three Blind Mice. You're gonna go back to My Spaghetti Monster, which we posted the last few days, and get yourself up to speed on playing chord and melody together at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go through every single thing, every single moment on this page, and then we're going to go back through and play it. Okay, from the very top, in fingerstyle, always grab the chord first. Notice what I grab. Okay, when you grab that, the first note's a 2, and you're already holding it down, so you can pluck it. 2. Hi, Kelly, how are you? Colin, we don't allow Arizonans, so out you go. See ya. Just kidding. There's the 2. Next note is 0, 2, 3 on the tough uke line, and you're already holding it down. You can strum down with your thumb. Make sure your thumb rests on the 1st string. You're not going to play that 1st string, so you're just going to rest it on there, okay? Next note is a 2 and a 3, and you are already holding them down by holding the chord. 2, 3, okay? And then measure 2, you got a full G chord, 0, 2, 3, 2. Just make sure you strum it down. Beautiful. Next note's a 0 on the 1st string. Your middle finger's in the way right now, so let's lift that up. Play that 0, and then you got to play 0, 0, 3, which means you're going to lift up your index finger. There's my next note that I need to hit, right? I'm holding down that 2. I hit that 2 again. Measure 5. It says 0, 2, 3. I'm holding down a G chord. I'll be fine. Thumb rests on the 1st string since I don't want to play it. I'm already holding the 2 and 3 down. And then measure 6, I got 0, 2, 3, 2. That's a lovely. Okay. Uh-oh, my emergency thing's going on. Stay-at-home order for all residents. All right. I can't leave. I'm just going to stay here and play ukulele all night with you guys. Um, End of measure 6. I'm going to lift up my middle finger and hit that 0. Then you got a mess, right? If you're looking at measure 7, it says 2 2 2 5, and you're like, that's not at all what I show up in the chord. Chord says D7, and Gary's given us this big contraption. Ha ha, Christine. So the what we're going to talk about here is a first legit bar chord. I think. Oh, we had it in Yankee Doodle yesterday. You guys already know what you're doing. Bar chord up and down on 2. Don't worry about the first string because you're going to cover it up with your pinky on 5. That right there is the solution to all of your problems in life. That bar chord. Really, what it is, it's a C chord, but we're going to slide it up, and now we've got a lovely D chord. Okay. Okay, that's the sound we're going to make there. Now, on your sheet music, you see all those swooshes. It looks like it's something. It's not. It's just tying the first set of 2 2 2 5 to the second set of 2 2 2 5. It's all one giant note, one giant chord, I should say, and it's going to last 5 beats. So when we get there, you're going to put that bar on, put your pinky on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that looks super scary and weird at first, but as you go back and play it, that's not going to be the problem in this song. The other thing to point out is while the chords are saying play a D7, in the tough acts, I'm giving you a D chord. Okay, so I've made the decision that this is way easier to get to than this crazy contraption, right? At least at this level, which would be your other choice to play that. I just think that this makes a whole lot more sense for you at this moment in your life, is getting good with your bar. Okay, next thing. End of measure 8, you got a 2. So you've just played this. You let it ring out for 5 notes or 5 beats. I'm sorry. Lift your pinky up. You're already holding down that 2. Here's the hard one. Measure 9. You got to get a G chord on. You have to do it in proper position, and then your pinky's got to go up there on 5. That's the tough moment in the song. Even I will get, when we get there, I'm probably going to be late, right? So you get your G chord on, put your pinky up there. If your pinky is not comfortable going away from the ring finger yet, okay, one, I want you to work on that at home. Exercise, 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 exercise. Bomb, bomb. Live long and prosper. And then be this one. When you're off ukulele, you can just work on that one. If you want to do a minor modification, index finger stays in the same place. Instead of this, I'm going to do this, get my middle finger up there, and then I can more easily get my pinky up there. Either one of those are acceptable. I would much rather have you do a full G chord with your pinky up there. We're going to be doing it a lot. All right, so measure 9, G chord, pinky. Okay, lose the pinky, and then you have 2, 3, and then a regular G chord at measure 10. Lose the middle finger, O, and then lose the index, 0, 0, 3. Rest stroke. Lose the ring finger, O, put your G chord on, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3. This is a partial G chord, 2, 3, and this is my favorite moment in the song, measure 14, a nice bar up and down on 2, okay, and then hit the 0, and put your G chord back on. Okay. Just know, when you first start bar chords, you may hear this sound, okay, have any of you heard that sound before? Okay, that's how you're playing that bar chord right now. Don't worry about it. It will go away as you develop the muscle in your hand. Okay, but in the beginning, you're going to hit a lot of dead sounds. That's what it is. I can doodle without you hearing me. Yes, you can, Caleb. Finally. All right. All right. I'm going to play from top to bottom. Then we're going to move on to the next song. I'm going to count in 2. You're going to go with me. 1, 2. 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, oh, strum, oh, 2, 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, oh, bar chord, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, G with your pinky, 2, 3, strum, oh, strum, oh, 2, 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, oh, strum, Sounds pretty, right? Those of you who are looking for advanced level, more a little bit higher, hey Mia, you never, you never ever, right? Boy, all the youngsters have showed up. Good to see you guys. All right. If you are looking for higher level stuff, go to your plucks, right? Okay, that's what you're looking for if you're on a higher level, right? To be working at always working at this. The right hand is what's going to define you as a beginner versus you as an advanced player. We'll all be on this hand. All right, that's enough Amazing Grace, right? You feel like we have done that. Could you redo fingering? Could you? Oh, could I redo fingering for G? All right. So when you're dealing with G, 30% of you are going to want to do it upside down. You're going to want to put your middle finger there. Don't be that person. Okay. Honestly, you don't want to be that person. It's going to mess you up down the road. So, index finger right there, second fret, third string, second fret, third string, middle finger on the bottom string, second fret, and then your ring finger reaches out here like that. Okay, so that's what we are looking for a G chord. Again, middle, my thumb is hanging out behind my middle finger here, and hopefully mine sometimes sneaks up out of there. Okay, but honestly, I'd rather not see your thumb at all. And so that's what we're looking for a G chord. I think if we talk to everybody in this room and said, "How did G chord go for you in the beginning?" Everybody will say, "I hate G chord. I really, really hated G chord." And my joke with that is, don't hate G chord too much. We have B flat coming in a day or two, and it's going to make G chord seem like nothing. So please hate G chord just a little bit, but not too much, because we're gonna make it. It's gonna come along for you just fine. All right, end of Amazing Grace. Let's move on next to Happy Birthday. Now, here's my pep talk for you guys. I was on earlier listening to one of my guitar guys that I like to listen to, and he was talking about being mindful and all this stuff, all this real heady kind of brainy stuff. What I took away with is you probably ought to just dig into this song. This song's going to come up. I want you to be able to play it without having to go get your sheet music. I had that show happen about a half a year, maybe a year ago. We were going to play Happy Birthday with for somebody with a bunch of advanced players, and they were all like, "No, we got to get the sheet music. What And so I sensed this sense of panic about, hey, we're going to play Happy Birthday. That's the problem with always having sheet music in front of you. You never actually just commit something to memory, and so this would be the song you want to do it. It's going to come up, and besides that, it's really fun when somebody's got a birthday coming up to just show up with your ukulele and kind of ruin their day by singing them happy birthday. And that's so let's talk about the easy and the hard way to play happy birthday. Ice Wallham, have you addressed the rumors that you were arrested for child neglect and child abuse in 2016? I have not addressed those. I swallow cum. Thank you. Well, that's always a troll on YouTube. Let's see. The main things we want to talk about. One, we know the melody of this one, so let's go through and play that real quick. D7 versus D7 chord types. This is one D7 right there. That's the one that shows up on your paper for the last song, and then this is the other D7. I'm sorry, this right there, second fret, and this one. Both of these show up on this thing. So yeah, we'll cover that right now. Dan, great question. I always pick up something new. Oh, good. All right, thanks, Susan. All right, so we're going to go through. We're going to play the melody. Make sure that you can play that. If you're working on getting your tablature reading in order, you know what this song goes like. So everybody, let's grab your ukuleles, get them in playing position. We're going to play one note at a time, starting with the twos here. The threes are going to be your ring finger. There are no ones, and you're going to have a pinky finger jump up to 5 when it's time to do that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's in 3. All right, I'm going to count in 2, and we're going to go. 1, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 2, 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, hold that for a note. 3, 3, 2, 3, oh, 3. All right, so that's what we're doing, and you know that tune. Sounds pretty good. All right. That's one to work on at home. If you're getting your tablets or reading up to speed, is to be checking on all of those and making sure that it sounds like Happy Birthday and doesn't sound like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, right? You know that the information is there. I just played exactly what's on the paper, so you know there's that. Let's run through the chords on this one. First chord, measure one is that G chord. Make sure your index finger's on top, middle finger on the bottom, ring finger out front. Okay, that's a G chord. Next one is one of your famous bar chords. Let's do. We got the trolls running over on the chat room. Isn't that weird? We have a teeny tiny little chat room and they got nothing better to do. So something. Yeah, let them be them. Let them do what they need to do. D7 is going to be right here. And you're going to put a bar on that, and then your middle finger is going to go there. Or, guys, perfectly fine to put your ring finger on that. I don't know if you can see my mouse there. If you're going to put your ring finger on there, and then this finger, your middle finger, can push down on the bar. Okay, that is not cheating. That is absolutely acceptable. So bar here, ring finger there, middle finger on top, absolutely acceptable. Again, notice my thumb is back here hidden, and my middle finger right there, right? They're just lined up exactly like that. That's what we want to see. So either of those D7s perfectly fine. That D7 or this D7. When you first start D7, right? That's what it's going to sound like. As you get where your fingers are a little bit more agile, comes in really pretty. Okay. Measure 4, we go back to G. Okay. Measure 6, we go very quickly, one beat. D7, and then just lose the bar, and you got your C chord. Okay, so again, if you're doing your ring finger, index finger, and then your middle finger smashing down on it, okay, and you just lift that up, just lose the bar, you're already where you need to be. Notice on measure 6 that above schmo there's an eyeball looking thing. That's a fermata. You're meant to hold on for a little while. Just let it ride for a second. We have agreed to the international standard of how long to hold that note. And then the next chord then again is back to G. Happy birthday. And then you have the other D7, it's the easier one, which is index on top and middle finger on the second fret of the second string. And then there, and then back to G. Okay, so that's your chords. The reason that you got both D7 and the other D7 in here is because I'm trying to teach you something when you get to tough uke, and so I needed both in there. Okay, let's give it a try just with those chords. I'm going to go really slow. Ian, you don't make any money. Your taxes take 10 minutes. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Let the ukulele ring out. Don't lift up your chord until it's done doing its job. I'd say the question comes up: should I strum a chord at the last happy there in measure 6? I usually don't strum a chord there. I think it sounds better just by singing it similar to the introduction of the song, but it's up to you. You can strum there if you want. It doesn't matter. Let's do it one more time. Grab your G chord. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Simple, right? Mess around with your strum pattern in any way that you think is appropriate. Remember, as the strummer, your job is to make sure that the rhythm is consistent, and so you're also playing drummer when you're doing that. Okay. Let's see. Next, let's go to the tough uke part. Okay, we'll walk through the whole thing, and then we will go run through and play it. Okay, we are only got a few minutes left, so we want to speed this thing up a little bit. Well, let's go to tough uke. First two, grab the G chord. That's what you start off. That's where we start. You're going to grab those two twos. Two, two. Next note is 0, 2, 0. So the holding the whole G chord isn't going to help you out there. We're going to have to lose that ring finger. 0, 2, 0. Then we're going to hit the 2 again. Put your ring finger back. 3. And then you got 2, 2, 2. You can put a bar on there, or you can grab a regular D. I don't know which is better. I'm probably going to grab a bar. Okay, 2, 2, 2. And then I got the couple more twos. 2, 2. The reason why grabbing it the other way is good is because when you get to this moment, we don't have to do anything other than lift our ring finger up. We're going to grab two twos there. 2, 2, 0. Hit the 2. End of measure 3. Hit the open note. And then at measure 4, put your G chord on. Hit the top 3 strings. Beautiful. Next two twos. 2, 2. Now we're going to go grab that G chord with your pinky up there. It's just the same as in the previous song. G chord, pinky on 5. There. Lose the pinky. Play 3 strings. Rest stroke on the first string. Then we're going to go to 2, 2, 2. Either way you want to grab it. And then all zeros. Look up. Make sure your audience is just mesmerized by your beautiful performance. Then hit those 2 3s. Measure 7, put a G chord on, play those. Hit the 3, you're already holding it down. 2, 0, 2, 0, that's why I gave you the easy D7 up above. And then a G chord to finish up. Okay, let's play together. See if I can play it. 1, 2. 2, 2, strum, 2, 3, strum, 2, 2, strum, 2, oh, G chord, 2, 2, add a pinky, lose a pinky, 3 strings, change the chord, open, look up, and back, 3, 3, G chord, 3, D7, and then G. All right. Bridget, hey, I am Bridget. We try not to do anything that Ian suggests. Let's go. Good to see you, Bridget. Glad you're here. Let's now just play through it without me singing. Okay? That's your goal, to make the whole thing as one big, fancy, beautiful thing. 1, 2. It's a 10. There's a G sitting up there on 10. It sounds fun. That's the instrumental way to Happy Birthday. That's the way you should have that memorized in your noggin. So should I, right? Uh, yeah. Yeah, check with Christy. She knows a thing or two about taxes, Ian. All right, there's Happy Birthday. You should memorize it. Okay. When we're talking about memorizing, we're talking about ruining your life a tiny bit, right? You got to play the song until you're absolutely sick of it. Last song is All Through the Night. Let's run through this very quickly. I got to get on to my next lesson. The big, we're going to run through the chords and singing, and I want to sing it for you first because most of you don't know this song. This is an absolutely beautiful melody, and it's worth knowing this song. I think this is the very first one I ever memorized, so I think it's actually a pretty. For some reason, this song is like, yes, you should know this. Sheryl Crow did a version of this, so it's a legit piece of music. And all right, let's go through just the chords. I'm gonna sing the first line for you. Sorry about the singing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. 2, 3, 4. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. 2, 3, 4. Soft the drowsy hours are creeping voice doesn't go that high. In my loving vigil keeping all through the night. 2, 3, 4. And then beautiful. Always have a nice chord at the end of stuff when you're singing. On this one, you're supposed to do it 3 times, right? So do each of the verses 3 times. I do think G chord going to A chord, that's a tiny bit unusual, but it's going to come up. So get where you're, hey, my G chord's here, chase my index finger back, add the middle finger, that shit comes up. When I go from there to D, I just push the index finger back up, add those 2 fingers on, I get a nice. I'm sorry, that's not going to work. Go from A chord, index finger goes up 1, and then these other guys come on for your D chord, C chord, there, chase your D chord back up here, okay, and then to G, okay. So I do think chasing your index finger around is always the fastest. Good to see you, Jerry. Let's go to the melody. Okay, we're going to play the melody. Those of you guys who are up on your tab reading, this is your moment. Okay, play with me. It's all 3s and 2s. There's a couple. There's a 5 and a 7. When you get C5s and 7s, run your probably your index finger up here to 5 so that your ring finger's on 7. Just make that a habit. Go just slide up to 5th position, and you hopefully I'll be able to pull that off as well. From the top, 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, rest, rest, go. 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, get ready, go. 3, 2, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, it's one of those songs our grandmothers used to know, right? All right, let's do it one more time. I blew the bridge there, so let me. I got to redeem myself. Here we go. 1, 2, from the top. 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3, and ready, go. 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3. Don't go now. 3, 2, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2. You can hold it there and then go. 3, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 3. Beautiful. All right, very quickly, I'm going to run through the tough acts. On this one, I designed specifically to have plucks on measures 1 through 8, doing plucking, then strumming on measures 9 through 12, and then going back to plucking on measures 13 to the end. Okay, and that gives you a chance to use all of those tools. Okay. I'm even going to modify my chord shapes. These video lessons are being saved on my YouTube channel, so if you want to go back and see and study up what I'm going to do here, it's hard for me to describe it and do it at the same time. But we're going to play through this one time. We're going to make it beautiful. I'm not going to sing. We're going to just let the ukuleles do all the work. That's your goal, is to get where you are making this absolutely as beautiful as you can without singing. And then if you want to sing, you can do that too. All right. From the top, nice and slow, I'm going to pluck through 8, then I'm going to strum, and then I'm going to finish up with some more plucking. 1, 2, ready, play. Done. All right. Hopefully that helps you guys. Please send me an email if you have any questions. I'm available. I'm stuck in my house apparently until who knows when. Send me emails. Please stop by Jolly Roger Ukulele and ravage all those resources. I put them up there for you on purpose to hopefully make you better. We are on pretty serious opportunity to get really good at playing ukulele over the next couple of weeks, and so let's take advantage of it, right? I will hope that I was clear. If I wasn't, obviously send me a note. This is hard stuff, so please feel free to um, give yourself permission to fail, right? You're going to work as hard as you can. You're at home. I can't see what you're doing, but I'm sure it's absolutely fabulous. Say anything you need to say in the chat box before I log you off. I got to end this stream and move on to the next one. If you want to learn how to play guitar, we're doing that on another stream. Go to denverguitarorchestra.com and we'll have a live stream set up over there in a couple minutes. And thank you guys for all being here. We've covered the easy stuff, the not so easy stuff, and now we're getting into the pretty hard stuff. I would say in the next day or two, we're going to get into some real high level work, and I would be delighted if you can just hold on for the ride. We're going to make you really, really, really good. And oh yeah, I'm practicing. Not a bad idea, right? Practice, keep showing up to these lessons and keep practicing. And send me an email once in a while, and everything's going to work out great. You'll bump Jake Shimabukuro off the stage, and that's coming up. It's exciting. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Stay safe. Stay inside. If you go outside, just go for a walk and then go home. It's not good out there. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I miss orchestra too, Mia. Thanks. You're welcome, Jerry. What's with the VW bus? That in my head. That's who I am. Is a VW guy. Let's see. I had a VW once, twice, and both of them were lemons. Let's see. Thanks, Vicky. Glad to see you. Keep playing. Good to see you, Autumn. Man, oh man, I miss you. You are everything. Elizabeth, have a wonderful day. Laurel, thank you. Bridget, great to see you. Tell that, punch that kid in the face for me, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. Thanks, Jim. Ending the stream.